ass, motherfucker.
So it's finally time to take a look at Star Wars Battlefront Beta. Now this was free to play over the weekend and I definitely got some good hours in. Now my sort of review on this is going to be a little bit biased since I am a huge Star Wars fanboy and I have been since I was a kid, and I've watched all the movies up until the recent one, which I'm going to go see on the first day as well. So let's take a look firstly at some gameplay commentary footage today. And now this is again the graphics. You got to look at this first off. Amazing. I mean, the textures just look really crisp, really detailed. And then we move on to the sound. I mean, wow, was I impressed of what they've done with the sound. I mean, we've got everything. When you win a pod, for example, you get the Imperial March theme song coming on. If you're the rebels, you'll get the theme song for the rebels. And of course, you've just got the guns. And this is the main thing I'm really liking about this game, is the feel of the guns and the sound of the guns as well. I think they've done a great job in getting the guns right. And hopefully I'd like to see more guns, and I can't wait to see that once the game's released. And then we move on to the characters. I mean, look at the characters. They look really good. I mean, I'm Imperial at the moment, which, you know, they represent cleanliness, hygiene, and all that good stuff. And I'm just taking out some rebel scum, you know, some filthy rebel scum. And now this is a mode called Drop Zone mode, essentially where the escape pods fall from the sky, and then you have to go get the pods and then defend them. And whoever defends the most pods wins the match. Now the beauty about this match is there's just a lot of dynamics to it. For instance, if you're fighting over one pod for a long time, a second one will drop down. And then you've got to fight for two different pods at the same time. And this just really opens up a new different experience which I haven't tried before. So I really like what they've done with this mode. And honestly, just because of this mode alone, I'll be buying this game. It sort of brings in a COD feel for those COD players out there, the Call of Duty players. You're definitely going to like this mode as it sort of appeals to the Twitch shooter. I definitely had a lot of fun, especially with the bullet registry, or in this case the laser registry, which when I'm firing my lasers, they're actually hitting. As opposed to Battlefield 4, when I was firing guns, I had a lot of problems, especially when it was initially released. So a lot of Star Wars and Battlefield fanboys are going to be very pleased with this game. And me, myself included, I am just really impressed with how this game was playing, especially over the weekend. Now, onto that thing and the sounds now. Back onto the characters and the sounds. They just look gorgeous, and they've done a good job, especially when you got things like the lightsaber sounds coming in, the AT-ST sounds, the AT-AT walkers, and then when everything, just little things like the escape pods opening. They've really done a good job on the graphics and the sounds. And that's coming from the Battlefield 4 engine. I believe they're using the same engine as they did in Battlefield 4, but this time around they've definitely made a lot of improvements. For instance, the bullet reg definitely feels, or the laser registry definitely feels a lot better this time around. So me running around actually shooting people, my guns are actually registering, so I can actually kill enemies properly in this game. That's the Star Wars Battlefront beta. As opposed to Battlefield 4, I found a lot of the times I had a lot of trouble actually just shooting people and actually killing people. So if you guys are coming from sort of that frustration, you'll be pleased to know that it doesn't really follow into Battlefront. However, on that note, with things improving, I would like to see them fix the vehicle combat. I thought, for instance, the air battles were just terrible, straight out terrible. I mean, I'm flying an X-Wing and I'm literally pulling my mouse from right to left about 10 times just to get the X-Wing to turn around. And then even when I'm in the air and I lock onto a target, he's gone in 1 second and I end up crashing into him, and that's pretty much an air battle. So I think the air battles really need a lot of work. I mean, the TIE Fighter seems a lot better than the X-Wing for what it's worth, but I just wasn't enjoying that, and whenever I saw one of those tokens, I would kind of just run the other way, or if I did get it, I wouldn't even open it up. And then we've got Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, who just feel really good. When you get the hero pickup, you'll jump into Luke or Darth, and Luke's more agile, he's faster and quicker, and then Darth Vader's more of a tanky boss. So they're definitely a lot of fun. And then you're moving on to the improvements. So more improvements. This is drop zone mode, and obviously that raises the question of, are we going to see more character customization? Are we going to see more guns? For instance, the sniper rifle, that was a card, and that worries me because if there's only one sniper rifle in the game, then that's not going to be a good thing. So I'd like to see more guns in general and a lot more customization in the characters, though I'm sure that's going to come with the release of the final version. This has only been the beta, and obviously they're only giving you a little chunk of the game just to test out and see if you like it. And honestly, I was very impressed with the core engine of the game. I felt it played really nicely, it was smooth, and it's definitely, there's a lot of a potential there besides things that could be improved. Now let's move on to this AT Walker mode and talk about it a little bit more, because there seems to be a stigma out there that it's just overly, completely imbalanced, and that the Imperials are going to win almost all the time. Now that generally is the case because a lot of people jumping into the mode are new players, but I find if you're the Rebels and you do work as a team, and you can get all the Y-bombers to get the raids down, then you can pretty much take out the AT Walkers in no time. So it just depends on playing the objective versus just running around going YOLO. Now, I am a big fan of going YOLO. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm going YOLO in this drop zone mode. It's my preferred style of play. Just going, yeah, okay, just going ham with the gun, running around like a COD player, and that's my native style of playing the game. But when you get to the 20 versus 20 man servers, you kind of got to play as a team and keep on the objective. And now I feel in that regard, Walker mode provides a very good appeal to people who like to play objectives. And so it is a lot of fun. Just for me, as again, my heart lies in YOLO. So if it comes to, you know, playing YOLO, that's me, brother. Give me a gun that's a twitch shooter, and I'm in there just caking people. So this is essentially a gameplay today where I am doing just that. I've got the heavy blaster, I've got the jumper pack, I've got the shields, and then I've got the grenades. Now the grenades are really good. You want to pick up a grenade because the cooldown's so low you can just keep throwing them over and over. And then you want to pick up the shields because there's two purposes of the shields. I find it's awesome to have the shields because if you're jumping on a pod and you're getting a lot of fire, you can just pop your shield and claim the pod, essentially winning the game for your team. Or the other thing about the pod is that you can also, now this is just a weird part. I ordered that orbital strike in there, but it went off in the yonder. I really was confused there. But now the shields as well. If you're down and low on health, you can pop the shield, and essentially, even if a player's on you firing, you can regain health again. So the shield is definitely a must-have in my opinion. And then you've got the third card, which is the jumper pack. And now in drop zone mode, I really love this because it'll allow you to get to the pods faster, whether it be claiming or defending them. So in closing, I will say that this game is already well optimized for PC and PS4 and Xbox One. I was actually surprised. My brother was playing it on the console and it was smooth as butter on the PS4. So I was pretty impressed there because he has a console and he loves playing games with his PS4 controller. So for him, he's going to be ordering a copy of this as well as me, especially since I have to benchmark for you guys this game. So I'm going to ultimately be recommending this, and hopefully they just keep on improving on the things that really work, especially the versatility of the game. Hopefully they keep adding in more customization, they fix the vehicles. So anyway guys, that's about it from me. I would love to hear what you guys liked and what you didn't like about it. If you played it over the weekend, tell me what you thought was bad about the game and tell me what you thought was good about the game. So I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment section below, and I'm signing out now. So if you like this video, then please give it a big fat like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Tech Yes City for more tech news and reviews.